The house was quiet. Too quiet. John sat in the living room, elbows on his knees, head in his hands. Work was heavy. Life was heavy. No matter how much he pushed, nothing seemed to move forward. He muttered into the empty air, frustrated prayers, quiet groans, but no answers came. Only the sound of his own breathing. The silence pressed down, and for the first time, he began to feel the weight of himself. Later that week, John met old friends at a bar. The laughter was loud, the jokes careless, but laughter sometimes can turn sharp. You act like you're better, yet you treat your wife like dirt. John's face tightened. Watch your mouth. You think nobody sees? You think she hides her pain well? Even God is not blind. A man who mistreats his wife shuts the doors of heaven against himself. The table went quiet. Words flew. It almost became a fight. But something in those words, sharp, raw, unfiltered, stayed. Walking home that night, the noise of the bar faded, but his friend's voice, it echoed through the streets, through the silence, through him. He entered his house, the lights were dim. Upstairs, Joy was already asleep, or pretending to be. He sat down alone, eyes wandering the room. For the first time in a long time, he listened. Not to excuses, not to pride, but to himself. And deep down, he knew something had to change. The next day, Joy stood in the kitchen staring blankly at the sink. Her husband's harsh words from the morning still played in her head. But it wasn't just his voice. It was another voice from long ago. Her first love, the boyfriend who used to laugh at her body, ridicule her in front of his friends, and tell her she would never be enough. Now, years later, her husband's dismissive tone had reopened old wounds she thought she had buried. She picked up a glass of wine, one sip, then another. It dulled the pain, but only for a moment. Later, when the numbness wore off, she wept silently into her hands. Sometimes she thought of ending it all. But she stayed, because leaving felt harder than hurting. That night, John lay awake staring at the ceiling. Down the hall, Joy sat curled up in the bathroom, muffling her sobs. Two people under the same roof, both broken, both fighting battles the other could not see. And yet, neither spoke. Silence had become their language. Sometimes, the words that cut deepest are the ones that refuse to leave. And sometimes, the pain we bury is the pain that rises when love is needed most. This was only the beginning for John, for Joy, for the cracks in their hearts that needed more than apologies. They needed healing.